time to break the plateau, how to improve your English, especially if right now you're stuck. If you don't know me very well, how's it hanging? I'm Teacher Prix, and I'm going to help you talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime in English. Consider subscribing to the channel because every week I post different kinds of English lessons to help you on your journey to English fluency. And in this lesson, I will share 3 tips to help you improve your English if you have reached a plateau, if you don't know what to do, to keep going, to keep improving your English. And guys, reaching a plateau is more common than you think. There are a few reasons why this happens, okay? I'm not going to cover the most common reasons here, but something that I often witness when students start sharing their problems and telling me about what's going on, that they feel stuck, nothing is working, is that the level of challenge and dedication tend to change when students reach an intermediate level. Some students start to feel a little too comfortable at an intermediate level, and consequently, they tend to procrastinate a little more than they should. So inconsistency will make you have that feeling that, oh man, I'm not improving. Okay, I studied 3 weeks ago, but I studied. Nothing is changing. Of course, this is not the only reason, or, I'm not saying you don't study. Maybe you do. And if you do study and you feel like you're stuck and nothing is changing, this video is going to help you because I picked 3 tips that will help you improve your English and get out of this stuck zone, the plateau. Okay, we can do this. Now, that being said, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to break your fluency down into topics. Okay, what is fluency? What is love? No, fluency. What is fluency? It's to be able to talk about a variety of subjects confidently, clearly, and people can understand you, so you are able to understand. Of course, that you need to be able to understand people around you. You need to be able to convey your ideas confidently and clearly to people around you, and you also need to be able to write and read in English. So overall, that's what fluency is. But if we boil down to the real life scenario, we need to think of fluency as an array of topics, subjects. Okay, I talk about this every day, with the students in my academy, in my study plan. I am always teaching the importance of focusing on a topic, on a subject. So one example, I can comfortably talk about personal development. Really, how to improve your performance, how to, maximize your brain power, how to understand emotions. I feel really comfortable talking about this subject because I read a lot about it. I listen a lot about it. I study a lot of vocabulary related to that, okay? In my native language and in English. So this is a subject that I master in both languages, my native language and in English. And I read a lot of information. I am in constant contact with this topic. Conversely, speaking about economics will not be so simple to me because I avoid this topic. When I was in university, I studied economy, that was one subject. I studied international relations, but I had to constantly read about economy, international affairs. So I was really in that world. Nowadays, that's not really part of my world anymore. So if today you ask me about economy or related subjects, both in my language and in English, I will have a much more basic repertoire. And why? Because I am not connected to the subject. It's not interesting to me. So if you want to get out of the plateau, if right now you feel like, I can speak a little, I can understand a little, but I'm not there, then it's important to think of fluency from now on. What is the difference between someone really advanced, someone fluent, and someone like like not like you and I, because I'm fluent. Sorry about that. There's a difference here. But someone like you who are feeling stuck, if you're watching this video, there's a chance. Maybe you're just curious. Maybe you just want ideas. But if you identify with the subject, you're feeling stuck. So what is the main difference? I can cover a bigger variety of subjects. And you think, oh, so you have more vocabulary. It's because of my practice. I include a lot of different topics. Every week or every 2 weeks, I am changing topics so that I can become fluent talking about that topic, listening about that topic, writing about that topic, reading about that topic, learning new words about that topic. So I am constantly going in this process, in this cycle of practice, so that I can increase my fluency even more. So pay attention to the topics you constantly study, because this is by far the most efficient way to break the plateau. Because with each new subject you pick, with every new topic you pick, you're going to challenge yourself in that topic. So you need to reach fluency in that topic. So if today I decide to really focus on economy and pick 2-3 speakers, native speakers preferably, talking about economy, talking about particular situations happening around, and then I'm going to read, and then I'm going to study some phrasal verbs, then I'm going to work on my writing, then I'm going to work on my speaking, I'll be fluent in that subject in no time. Why? Because that's how it works, especially if you have reached a plateau. It means you're not challenging yourself. So you need to change the stimulation. You need to bring new stimuli so that you can be able to talk about different subjects. So my recommendation here, okay, now you understand. Tip number 1, pick 3 unusual topics. Topics that are out of your comfort zone. Changing is uncomfortable, guys. Improving your English is uncomfortable. I would love to just come here and say, no, just do what you like. I love doing what I like doing when it comes to English. But I know I can't always do that if I want to keep going and growing and expanding and improving my fluency. So pick 3 unusual topics for you to study. And they are going to become your fluency go. You will notice that something will click, something will change. There will be challenge. It will be challenging for you. You will notice, wow, this is a little harder than I anticipated. Natural, expected. But now you will feel that you're getting out of that plateau. Oh, it's too easy. This is too simple. Nothing is changing. Now you will feel that something is changing. It's harder. That's good, okay? To be able to improve, you will need to study harder things that are more difficult, that will make your brain think a little harder. So that is a must. That is paramount if you want to break the plateau and keep improving, especially if right now you're feeling stuck, okay? Tip number 2, review your challenge level. I know this is connected to tip number 1, okay? That's, I need to be extra emphatic here. I really need to make sure that you get the idea I'm trying to convey. Because here, okay, in tip number 1, I told you to break down your fluency into topics. That's my tip number 1. You're going to start thinking of your fluency journey as topics. And the more topics you study, and when I say topics, guys, I'm not talking about grammar. Oh, I'm going to study a new grammar topic, even though you should study grammar. But that's not my point. That's not what I'm trying to teach, okay? Now here, reviewing your challenge level is important because, again, look at the woman there. Easy, easy like Sunday morning. Even watching this video right now could be something in your comfort zone. New day, let's see what teacher Prix brings today. I like that crazy girl, huh? New lesson. Let's see what she has to say today. And then you watch the video. Oh, she's so nice. Let me give her a like button, smash that like button, and then that's it. Then you move on. This is the example I'm giving. You watch a lesson, you enjoy the lesson, you understand the lesson, and then cricket. You do nothing. You keep going about your day. You move on. And this is the problem. This is the difference between tip number 1. Because you come here, you watch a lesson, and then nothing. You go, you pick a phrasal verb lesson, you watch the phrasal verb lesson, you enjoy, you understand the lesson, and then nothing. How do you expect to change if you're too comfortable with your challenge level? And I'm not just talking about my channel, watching my video. Maybe you watch something. Oh, that's nice. I understood. Yay. Woohoo. Yay. And then what? How are you going to integrate your practice? That is where your work begins. So you watch this lesson. Okay, after the video is over, that's where your work starts. Action. Fluent people take action. If you don't take action, nothing changes. So here, let's go back to the phrasal verb example. You watched a phrasal verb lesson, you enjoyed the lesson, you understood the lesson. Fantastic. I'm happy for you. Now what? Move on? Go to another lesson? Go to another video? Absolutely not. Now your work begins. How are you going to connect that vocabulary lesson with your life? Speaking drills, work on pronunciation, creating examples. Yesterday, I posted a video about daily routine, and I gave you a homework. I told you, create a daily routine description. How many? How many did it? I don't know, but I saw no comments there, which is common, okay? I'm not saying, oh my God. No, it is very common. People come and people go. They watch a lesson and then they do little to nothing after the video is over. Maybe because you're driving to work. I understand. Maybe you're at the gym right now and you're like, how am I going to stop? But your work begins after the lesson is over because you have to use the lesson. So in most cases, and I speak about this based on my professional experience, I have helped a lot of people for the past 17, 18 years of my professional life. People go to the next level, the next video, the next tip, the next channel, the next teacher, but they have a very difficult time taking action, integrating these skills. And this is something that I teach in my study plan cycle. This is what I do with my students in my academy, but I also teach this in my study plan, which is a more affordable version of my course. It's a study plan to teach you how to organize the way you study, how to connect the dots, how to be efficient with your practice, how to really have an integrated practice so that you can achieve English fluency. And I talk about this. Okay, you watched a video from Tony Robbins. Congratulations. Now what? Now you have work to do. You have to follow an integrated practice. Okay, that's very, very important. Oh, but Priscilla, I am alone. I have nobody to talk to me. Speaking is a skill. You have to practice your English speaking, whether you have a friend, whether you have a teacher or not. I have to practice my speaking because I'm alone. I study alone. And the level I have to study is different from the level I teach here. What I teach my students in my academy, that's different from my needs. So I also practice my English speaking alone. And I'm okay with that. And when I was a student a long time ago, because you may be thinking, oh, but you're a teacher. No, I did it this way. I unlocked my fluency this way. I didn't have anyone to practice with me. A few years later, much later, that I found someone. I made a friend and we started talking. But I went from nothing to speaking by myself without a speaking partner. That's what I mean. Now, before I move on, make sure to hit the like button. That really helps the channel. But one thing that I ask of you, if possible, is to share this video with someone. I know that there are so many people right now thinking of giving up, thinking of taking a break, thinking there's something wrong with them. So maybe you right now, by sharing this video, you could help someone who needs to see this video. And if you're interested, I have a study plan that really is a must-have if you study alone and you need efficient strategies to help you on your journey to fluency. So check it out. But other than that, let's keep going. Let me drink some water. Stay hydrated, okay? But let's keep going. Tip number 3, you can't measure what you don't track. Oh my goodness, this is a huge issue with the students who study alone, okay? If you don't know what you're doing, how do you know you have reached a plateau? Oh, teacher, I have a feeling. What a feeling. Kinesthetic people, I have a feeling there's something wrong. I don't know, teacher. Auditory people. My speaking is a little confusing. I say things, I don't like the pronunciation. Visual people, I don't see any change, teacher. Each learner has a particular way to describe it. But what is that supposed to mean? If you don't know how you've been doing things, how do you know it is working? How do you know you're getting better? How do you know you're making changes? So basically, guys, I have a screenshot. This is from my academy, okay? And in my academy, my academy is closed right now. It's not open for registration. I'm just giving this as an example to help you understand. But in every module in my program, there is a file, a PDF file called Habit Tracker. And the purpose of the tracker is to help students monitor their actions. Because if you don't monitor your actions, you forget. Don't be fooled. Don't be naive thinking, oh, I remember what I did. You don't remember what you did. You forget. But when you track your actions, when you have a file, hey, did you do this? Did you do it? Did you do these actions? Did you follow this recommendation? When you create a file and an organization system to help you monitor your actions, it gets easier to learn. And there's a message here from a student who says, I'm going to read because it's probably too small for you to read. I'm going to read the one below the video. Hi, Teacher Prix. In the beginning, the habit tracker seemed something that was not important. So you see, they shouldn't have thought it was not important. At the beginning, she said it didn't seem important, okay? But then she continues. But now I understand that it's a really useful tool for monitoring my habits and emotions. I have finished module 2 and I was able to see a difference between both modules. Little by little, I feel I am improving my English skills. Look at that. So when she did the first lesson, she thought, this is not important. The habit tracker, not useful. But when she finished module 2 and she compared the tracker from module 1 and the tracker from module 2, then she noticed the difference. Then she realized, oh, I'm improving. I did this and I feel a little better. So she was tracking her habits and emotions. Very important part of my methodology. So guys, if you don't know what you're doing, you don't know how to analyze whether it is a real plateau or if your improvement is small, subtle, because this is going to happen a lot after the intermediate level. After the intermediate level, guys, your changes will be very small. So if you don't monitor your changes, if you don't monitor your actions, it'll be nearly impossible to identify what is getting better and what is not. That's why organization after the intermediate level is mandatory, because the changes are small and consistent. But if you don't track, if you don't monitor them, you will always have a feeling that there is something wrong, that you're stuck at a plateau, when maybe it's not that you're stuck, but your changes are small. So if you persevere, if you persist, you will keep going. You will keep on improving. But if you quit because you're feeling bad, because you're feeling disheartened, then you will never know how far you would have come. Okay? So you need to include a similar system. Every week you should track what you're doing, okay? What you're doing in the reading part, in the listening part, in the vocabulary part, in the speaking part, in your writing part, in your grammar part. Everything needs to be tracked. It doesn't have to be complicated, okay? This is a one-page PDF file. I ask yes, no questions, because I need my students to understand, am I doing the work? Or do I think I am doing the work? Because there's a difference. Sometimes because we don't track, we believe we're doing things, but when we take a look at the facts, then we realize we're not doing as much as we thought so, okay? Now, guys, That's all I had to say for today. Share this video with a friend. But other than that, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!